Good evening from the News West team. The West's biggest out-of-town shopping centre has been doing a brisk trade on its first day. The mall at Cribbs Causeway in South Gloucestershire opened for business this morning, and our business and industry correspondent Malcolm Frith was there.
At exactly 10 o'clock this morning, 10-year-old Charlotte Bennett opened the region's first out-of-town shopping mall. Within the first minute, underfloor monitors had registered 3,500 visitors crossing over its 5 main entrances. Among them, these two ladies from Wootton-under-Edge in Gloucestershire. They arrived at the centre at 6:30 this morning, determined to be its first customers. Many of these visitors here today have travelled long distances, and no doubt traders in cities and towns all across the region will be keeping a close watch on the impact this centre will have on their high streets.
I think it's been outstanding. The crowds were waiting while we opened the store. We needed the crash barriers, that was good. We've opened the doors, they flooded in, and it's quite exceptional, as you can see.
And if you tire of shopping here at the mall, you can always come into this cyber cafe, log on to your computer, and do your shopping on the internet. Malcolm Frith, BBC News West.
People with relatives buried in a private Bristol cemetery have been staging a protest today. They're angry at threats to close the gates at Arnesvale Cemetery. The company that owns the graveyard in Brislington have given in and say the gates will stay open, but they say they can no longer afford to run it.
Emotions are running high. People with relatives buried here came out in force to show their strength of feeling against plans to close the cemetery.
We looked after them when they was alive, my love, and we're looking after them now.
The private company which runs the cemetery says it hasn't the money to stop the deterioration and threatened to close the gates at 5 o'clock this evening. After an hour-long standoff, the media was asked to a press conference in the cemetery office.
It is the wrong decision to leave the gates open, but it's been forced upon us by mob rule and physical violence.
In the short term at least, there's a reprieve for the people who come here. Janice Armstrong, BBC News West, Bristol.
The jury in the Zoe Evans murder trial has still to reach its verdict. Wiltshire soldier Mars Evans is accused of killing his 9-year-old stepdaughter in Warminster last year. The judge has sent the jurors to stay overnight in a hotel. They'll reconvene at Bristol Crown Court tomorrow morning. Sport, and in football, Bristol City are hoping their new signing can help them go back to the top of the second division tonight. City have signed striker Jason Roberts on loan from First Division Wolves. A win at Oldham, City will go 1 point ahead of rivals Watford with just 6 more matches to play. The latest score that we have from Boundary Park is Oldham 1, City 2. Well, that's it for the News West team now. We're back bright and early with more news here at breakfast. Don't forget our main programme at the usual time tomorrow night at 6:30. Join us then. Bye-bye.
Hello. Well, as we head into April, our weather is set to change from the south. It was the south today that saw a good deal of sunshine, and also the highest temperatures, Great Malvern there on 17. That's some 7 degrees above average for the time of year. But I said it's going to change, and already that change is taking place. The cloud has been moving its way across the whole of Britain. You can just see here down to the south the first signs of some rain as well. If we zoom in on that, you can see the rain moving its way up from France across the English Channel towards Eastbourne. We've already seen some rain during the first part of this evening. Out towards the west as well, 1 or 2 spots of rain just moving their way up there towards Land's End. By the end of tonight, certainly it will be very cloudy across the whole of England, Wales and Northern Ireland. And we will begin to see some light and patchy rain, particularly in the southeast and East Anglia, but also 1 or 2 spots further towards the west. Across in Scotland here, we could see some clear spells tonight, so temperatures could get down to around 1, but that's really going to be the oddity tonight because most places will be much higher, with temperatures in the southwest as high as 8 or 9. Now, as we go through Wednesday, that weather front is going to continue pushing its way northwards, coming up against the high pressure. Another weather front pushing its way in towards the southwest. This is how our computer model sees it then, bringing that light and patchy rain right up across England and Wales and Northern Ireland during the day. In the south, though, perhaps turning a little bit drier and brighter as we go through to the afternoon. So tomorrow morning starting very cloudy, misty and murky, some light and patchy rain. The best of the weather is going to be up in Scotland. Here a good deal of sunshine, particularly in the west. But I think by the afternoon we could see 1 or 2 spots of rain getting into southwest Scotland. As far as temperatures are concerned, they won't be as high as today, but around 11, 12 or 13 in the southwest. Now, as far as the winds are concerned, they're going to be coming in from an easterly direction for the next couple of days. Look at those blue arrows coming across from Scandinavia. That means we could begin to see some more wintry weather returning to the very far north as those weather fronts continue to push their way up from the south. So Thursday, Friday and Saturday, perhaps some snow.